Okay, there we go. Nice. All right, I am doing this solo today, guys, so that is the best I can do as far as the angle is concerned. But I'm gonna see if I can watch it over here.
Have you got my phone?
Yeah.
I can post it on my stuff.
Yeah, here too.
Let's just hope I don't smash myself in the face.
No, it should be alright. I think I would have to go to YouTube and look up Sculpted Studios and then watch it. Just in case anybody has questions during live.
This pre-draw is cool.
Okay. Live. Ah, look at that. There we are.
Cool.
Cool.
I'm just searching it now so I can post it over my pages.
Oh my god, that's so fun.
Because Lord knows Jill will want to watch.
In Virginia too.
It's my... Felt like I was like...
Something's in...
Is it my hand?
No, it's this.
Oh.
It's actually the ring light itself. It's this? Yeah, it's this. Okay, let's just turn around back.
I was going to say, do you want bend her over?
Yeah, just do it like that.
Bend her over.
Bend her over.
Sculpted Studios.
Okay.
Oh yeah, it's here. Cute. Oh my god, it's me.
It's so fun. This is so fun.
Share. Carl.
Okay, because I know you guys are all going to ask how we chose colors, so I'm going to do that right now. I've got the Enhance chart here, okay? And I am literally going to scan Ashley's lips and find his undertone, and he literally falls right here at Gin, right around that number 6 line. So I'm gonna use Gin with barely any dilution, just 1 to 2 drops. But because he has some previous PMU in there and it has a little bit of a cool red tone, and Gin is quite warm, I am gonna add just a drop of Marlowe in there as well, just to give him a little bit more of, I don't know, neutral instead of a warm result. So that is an artist interpretation of it, but he is right here in Gin. To keep it the most natural, he would stay here, and I am going to add just a drop of Marlowe in here just to give him a little bit extra. Yeah.
Je ne sais quoi.
Je ne sais pas. It's a perfect way to look at it. Yeah. Je ne sais quoi. All right. So I'm just going to do that over here so I don't make a mess. Got my pigment cup, and I'll show you guys what the cup color looks like as soon as I get it all mixed up. So I have pre-mixed all of these on a shaker because I think that it's so much better than trying to mix everything by hand. But I didn't want that shaker going off in the live. And I'm going to show it to you guys on a white cotton round. Now, guys, remember, these are white cotton rounds, and the last time I checked, Ashley's lips are not white. So it's not like the truest form of the color, but perfect. Yeah.
Gorge.
Gorge.
Gorge, babe.
Gorge, babe. Hearing the echo come through the laptop is hilarious. Now that I know I have the color exactly where I want it, I'm just going to increase how many drops I have in the cup just so I have enough to work with. gonna add a drop of haze too for fun. So there she is in the cup. Oops, pre-mixed. And I'm just gonna mix it up.
God, everything takes an eternity to upload.
Ugh. Well, you know, it's the Wi-Fi signal in Harry Potterville. If you've never been to Stafford and you are a fan of Harry Potter,
It is the next best thing to. What's the studios called in London?
Warner Bros.
Warner Brothers. Is it Warner Brothers that produced it?
I think they did, yeah.
Did they? Anyway, it's the next best thing.
Handy dandy.
Even people in the UK come here and say it looks like Harry Potter, so it must be.
Well, I mean,
Magical.
it is her inspiration, I'm assuming.
I don't think she was from Stafford.
She's got to be. I mean, I'm sure there's got to be.
I know she used Edinburgh as a heavy influence for it all. That's very magical.
It is very magical here. Okay. Get some gloves on. Let's do this. Little munchkin hands. Can I go live on your story and tell you that I got over?
Yeah, I thought that. I was going to do it on TikTok.
You could do that too.
Let's stop that.
And for those of you who are wondering why I'm doing this on YouTube, it just lets me keep the upload quality a little bit higher, and I can actually see your questions and comments, where I can't do that on Instagram. So once it's over, it's over. All right, I've got 3 sets of needles here on the tray. I've got a Vertex Nano closed tip in a 0.25. I have a 3 round liner in a 0.25 from Mast, and I have a medium taper 8 curved from Tina Davies in a 0.30. I like the closed tip needles for outline, especially when I want to keep it super soft and really crispy. And for this, the outline is really just to save my sketch work, which you guys can already see is there. It's not for any other reason. I've got a little bit of Hustle Butter hydrating his lips right now because they were just a slightly bit chapped. We spent the day in the spa yesterday. So,
Living the best lives.
yeah. I've got the Sculptura here, one of our new prototypes, and it has a 3.2 millimeter stroke. And I'm just gonna check all my equipment to make sure everything is good. I like to check my needle hang on a cotton round. If the needle hang's too long, it'll tear up the cotton round. You need like a lint-free cotton round to do this, and if it's too short, it'll just puddle everywhere. Just a really quick way to eyeball it, so that way you don't have to stress it. Hi. Right here. Let's turn my speed down. That's up.
My skin looks insane in this lighting on TikTok.
Wow. TikTok makes us all glow.
Like,
Oh my god.
I know.
Hi. That's filtered list too. Gorge. Absolutely gorge. I feel like we need to like prop that up somewhere. Rain matter. You ready?
I feel nervous. I don't even know where I put the phone. I'm coming off TikTok. Bye. Oh yeah, you could do that for me. It's in the drawers at the bureau. Yeah, okay, we'll redo the TikTok in a minute. Why am I so nervous?
Because I'm able to do this.
Only ones with big more density there.
So you want to do like the selective layering, and then maybe just stack it more creatively. And then adjust off that dot a little bit. Do some of those with a little bit of like selective layers. So I
People are
I
always
just
like
tensed up, I
asking
was
me
like a cat.
how much numbing I use, guys. I don't use any. There's not even any on the tray.
No, you can.
And he's like, I can't feel anything. So, I don't know. I can't feel anything. I think one of the top questions everybody asks me is this painful? I wouldn't say it's painful. I would say like very much at the end, like it gets a little annoying from the rubbing. So I just try not to rub it so much.
Truth is, how we work on sleep.
Mine too.
Most of my clients, like Steve just said, sleep. I've got the machine running at a comfortable speed for me. And that changes. I often see questions like, what speed, what needle, what machine. You know, a lot of this stuff is personal comfort. And then on top of that, the actual canvas you're working in. You know, Ashley has really soft, supple lips, so I don't need a lot here.
Add a little more. Just slowly build it up.
I can be really delicate and really gentle.
Slowly build it up. To get to the point where we love it. The main important thing with those is just don't.
When I'm really pigmenting in one direction, even though it looks like I'm going back and forth, on the return, the needle's not touching.
Yeah.
Of volume, you know, like density, you know, you gotta change the levels of saturation and some different shapes, because otherwise you put a million dots down with some spacing and all this.
And I'm also not crushing it.
It's just, all you do
Yeah.
is help.
Yeah, it doesn't
I mean, it
help.
helps, it's just not,
I'm just bringing enough pressure into it,
right, it doesn't create the volume.
Yeah.
the stretch I guess you would call it, to get a firm tension on the area so the needle glides through instead of catching or snagging on the surface. And I've got them in like a headlock.
Feels nice.
Yeah.
There's what I call it, the hot scratching, which is like.
What I do is I take my thumb and my index finger and kind of cradle it. My thumb is pressing towards my index finger, and my index finger is pushing down into his face and a little bit up. So I'm almost like bringing the volume of the lip underneath where I'm working.
One of the cool things about this is you can create this like nice even texture skin.
And even though I do have some gentlemen who want more of a lipstick look, we are not going for a lipstick look today. We're going for something really soft and subtle. So I'm not looking to create really intense line here,
Here with lighter pressure,
but I do want to snatch up the shape.
selected layer. Builds up the texture.
That's what they say in makeup, like the makeup looks are harder to do than the makeup looks.
Yeah. No makeup's harder than
That's
full
it.
glam.
No makeup's harder than full glam.
Or kind of take
Not that I would know how to do anything full glam anyway. I don't even know what that stuff is. We can tell you the story about my ratchet eyeliner brush. And for those of you who struggle with like sketch and outline and stuff like that, just remember not to drive your fingers through it. Setting powder really can help. Not overusing product can really help. I just have a cream white pencil here as his sketch, and I just set it with some powder. And if you have some questions, you can type them on the screen and I'll see them. Have fun.
I'm just getting a clip.
Getting a clip.
Little overlaps, like layer each other, and then they start to blend in.
Just swing my head around this
Yeah,
line.
that's sitting on top of it.
How many times do you think I'm gonna impale myself on that in the next hour?
I wouldn't do it
Does that show us good like that?
Yeah, it looks great.
if you're gonna change the color. Like, then do it with
I always go to the top lip from here because if I go and do this section of the bottom lip, I'm definitely gonna wipe off my sketch, and I don't wanna do that. So I'm just gonna go to the top lip. And instead of stretching it flat across, I'm gonna actually use the flesh of the lip and I'm gonna pull it up.
So fast, so effective. For those of you here, but awesome.
Let me just get that little corner bit first. And then I press in. And I keep myself really well anchored. Turn a little bit that way. Perfect. And you notice I move my body a lot. For me, staying anchored is really important. I like to start my movements in the air too, and then bring the contact to touch. Come from inside the lip to the opposite side of the Cupid bow. I'm trying to make a straight line out of a curve. So whatever you have to do to manipulate that area, and follow and trust your sketch line. That's why your sketch line is so important. And it tickles something fierce. Makes everybody's eyes water.
It's absolutely fine.
So I have that cross now, and I'm going to make the cross the other way. Two lines don't meet, so you want your central point to really be a central point. I'll show it to you better right now. Right now I have an X on the surface. Normally I do not have my elbows sticking straight up in the air like this, but because of the way we had to set up for the camera, I don't really have a choice. But normally I find a way to really get my elbows down at all times.
Oh yeah.
Elbows and feet. Shouldn't be up on your toes.
And maybe I can get you to move on up from it.
Currently being mocked. Because every time Steve sets up the cameras for me, I throw my head right over it. He's like, yeah, okay, the only thing I can see right now is the back of your skull.
Jacob, did you get the glam core?
Yeah.
At the top to it.
It's all in that drawer.
It's not.
It
You've
is.
got the two bits, but it's not the foam bit.
It's in the case
It's in the
somewhere.
case, probably.
Under the sofa.
No, as soon as I get the outline, I can get up and take a look. Just let me finish the outline. There's no right or wrong way or where to start and stop your outlines. Like, just make sure it works for you and that you're comfortable and that you can breathe and that you can feel secure.
Just so that this would be a really good foundation. So rolling that foundation down with this will come back with the single green. That's where all the energy goes. This works too. It's just
And I kind of stop every time I do a little section. Make sure that not only am I completely on lip tissue, but I'm also completely on lip volume and not on the other side of the lip volume. This is the only spot that I need to stretch a little bit because just ergonomically I can't get into it. Maybe I can on you. You have big juicy lips.
So this would be 53.
Some people prefer to work away from them. Some people prefer to work towards them.
Directional pattern.
Open a little. Some people work standing.
This just kind of does it for you. So we can drop it and then do kind of 2 touches. And same thing, we'll start from. So this will take it from the center point and work it out up to the center point. So
I'll do the last corner. These hustle bubbles smell so good. Those of you who use hustle butter or hustle bubbles, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about, but the way they smell.
Do you get the bubbles in the US or just the butter?
No, we can get both.
I've got a word about them. Just for my enjoyment.
Clients love it too. They always ask me what it is. They want to buy it. They're like, what is that smell? I need it.
change over the function and have the single dots. So you're gonna go center.
I used to stress doing the outlines so much, and it's literally like my favorite part now.
You can jump that way if you like. Follow that real quick. Now when you're on a 10, you'll have something to compare it to next to it to where you're like matching.
Outlines in, outlines on. I'm just gonna check it. I just have like a Q-tip stick. I don't know what you want to call these things, and I'm just gonna check, make sure she's there. I can see it where my fingers wiped it off in a few places, so I know she's there. But, and I'm not looking for a line. I'm just looking to see it when I press down, not like trying to see a visible tattooed line. And color comes up over time, so it doesn't need much. And if you do find you need a little bit extra in a spot or two, just give it a light tap. Why are you laughing? Are you laughing at me?
Tickle his toes. The cheeky toe tickler. You enjoy that?
I will.
That's my favorite. Of all. I think it's
Beautiful.
most useful.
And we're done, thanks for tuning in.
Yeah.
Because he's finished.
You want to set that up?
Yeah. So we've got the things set up.
Yeah, I think so. And I think this is running and working as well. Oh.
We got this.
If you're watching, can somebody say hi so I can make sure the chat's working okay? I know I can see there's a bunch of you watching, but if somebody wants to just drop something in the chat just to say hi, just so I can make sure it's actually working. It's the first time I'm doing this completely solo, so
But for like a.
giving it a shot.
There's our clip visualization. Those are.
Just just loading this live and then we can click this on the thing.
I'm just changing my needle, guys. In order to do that, I'm going to change my gloves.
Small circles.
But I'm also going to go blow it out. This English weather is making seems like crazy. Anybody seen any tissue? Or
So why is it so cockeyed? It's not tight.
I'm gonna stick my rear in there, you know?
Why is it so wobbly? Shut. It's not really like that. Yeah, that.
Right, tighty, lefty, loosey. Yeah. She'll be okay.
Okay, but all sorts of people coming in. Hi.
Hi, everybody.
I've lost all ability to use my limbs. Jesus wept. Oh, I'm in. Right.
All right.
Now it's just my breasts.
There we go.
Okay.
No, there we go.
Is that a nice angle? Was it all very chinny?
It's very chinny. I think I should have lift it up on her. Hold on. I'm just gonna figure out which one of these twisty
So if you're
buttons.
wondering what we're doing, we're tattooing my lips. I've just had the outline done. Wrong one.
What genius invented this?
Yeah, this is black or it's not the one.
There she goes.
Oh, it's tight.
Righty tighty, lefty loosey. We're gonna break a sweat.
I am.
Okay, hold on. Let me get this one out the way. And now if I turn this Christ. Oh.
Well, there's some
Steven,
technical difficulties.
Can you unscrew this for me? Steven. It's like so tight. There's no way. Can you open that one? Thank you, babe.
There we go. Now we're cooking with gas. Am I in?
No, I don't want it lower.
Need to make it wider so it's not the-
Oh, is that why it was so unstable maybe?
Yeah.
Higher you want it to go, bigger the base is.
Right. Makes sense.
Do you want me to put it this side?
Yeah.
But I'm thinking if you put it here by the YouTube.
Everybody's going for a ride today. How's that?
Yeah, and then I'll just manipulate it a little bit. There we go. Yeah.
Oh, thanks, Tammy. Thank you for letting me know. I know we're cracking ourselves up. I mean, that was kind of the point, right? We wanted everybody to actually enjoy Alive for the day, right?
My skin looks incredible.
Yeah, TikTok's got it on lock. Okay. Glove up. All right, so I'm just switching my needles over. Got a 3RL. I'm using a 3RL because I want to keep it really soft. He's got really juicy, squidgy lips. And I just want to powder over it. I'm also going to add some speed to my machine. I'm at like a 4.3, 4.4. It's so funny how different the voltage feels here to me. Okay. Hi, baby. Got a dry cotton around here. And I don't start in the corner. because I just want to test everything first. I'm keeping everything very open. Making sure my needle stays 90 degrees to the surface. And I'm just going to take a hustle bubbled cotton and give it a look. Perfect, exactly what I want. Now that I know it's exactly what I want, you can participate across the whole lip.
No, no.
Which one is that?
Work my way back into the corner. To be fair, I also think like a 1 RL and a 35 would be really nice in this tissue. Just extending my contour line so I can see it. But not really implanting pigment when I do that. And when you're really working with super natural results, it's really important just to give the pigment time because the color matches so well to his undertone and his lips that it's very easy to do too much. Because it's not as visible, I don't know, like if I was tattooing green into his lips or something that you could really see against it. Not that I would tattoo green into his lips, but for conversation purposes. I think one of the questions I'm asked a lot is, do I work that this slow all the time? The answer is yes. My hand speed's pretty slow. And I change the length of my movement a little bit, like it varies. Some of them are a little shorter, some of them are a little longer. I find it helps me blend everything. don't stick cotton in people's mouths and things like that. You do, there's nothing wrong with it. I just don't find it helps me. And I don't want anything stuffed in my mouth, so I don't do it to my clients. But if it helps you, great. I also like to work the pigment puddle. Some people really just want to see one pixel at a time. I like to take advantage of the surface tension and the suction. And it gives me more of an integrated color, especially in the healed result. And let's face it, that's why we're doing this. We're doing this for the healed result. Not the immediately after Instagram photo. Those are fun too. It's the result that counts. And I've just got enough pressure in my stretch here to keep the surface flat and tight.
It's just like
Every once in a while you feel like a zip, right?
Well, for the most part, you can't feel anything. It just feels like an electric toothbrush. Just being walked on this. It feels, in fact, I actually enjoy the feeling. I think as soon as you get closer to the wet line, it feels nice. It's
Yeah.
more spicy towards the contour, which
Yeah, I think this is probably the spicier part for most people, but it's certainly not painful. And a lot of times I'll be talking to potential clients who've had it done elsewhere, and you know, they'll say like it was the most painful thing ever, and I'll ask them like, you know, is there a lot of pre-numbing, a lot of secondary numbing, and they usually say yes. And I swear I find that over numbing, first it messes with the texture, so you're changing your technique even if you're not aware of it, maybe your pressure. And I also think it makes the surface much more sensitive over time. I think it actually makes the sensation worse. I also think not stretching properly and needle angle too can cause a bit of discomfort, or I guess unexpected discomfort. Like listen, you are signing up for a lip tattoo, like you're gonna feel something. But you know, you also know what you're getting into when you get a lip wax or
getting anything through TikTok.
yeah. Hi guys.
Oh my god, the colours are gorgeous.
I know, it looks so good.
Do you also do the single needle, the first few dots, if you see the redness or?
It's still gonna work. That's why I keep my spacing like a little bit.
Enhance and Embody were designed to work with lip tissue. So we're using colors from the Enhance collection today. We're using Marlowe,
One side of his head.
Lala,
Completely red and all those colors.
and I lied. We're using Gin,
Back and then-
Lala,
It was a small
and a
area
drop
where
of haze.
it hurts there. You go, let them as well.
Because his color really, his natural color really lines up extraordinarily well with Gin. And we wanted to add a little bit of depth of color.
the color turns off.
So we did that with haze, and I wanted to give him more of a neutral instead of a warm, so we added a drop of Lala.
Yeah, it was a similar spot because the whole.
Basically, we created his perfect nude. And everybody is going to be a little bit different. Everybody's natural base nude is just a little bit different. Struggle with these UK cotton rims.
Usually by the second session, right, as you continue to work the body's response, just goes, oh, I know what that is, but it's causing problems.
They're very furry. As I come up the lip towards the teeth, I draw the lip down towards the chin, so I have that flat space to work on.
You just swallow it. I never go outside of the last hair. And I try to create some symmetry if possible, but always leave at least like a half a centimeter between like where their last hairs are. Like they don't want to go super dense onto the forehead. Like, yeah, I don't really do that either. Just keep it right to the end of the hairs, right behind it all. You use the natural hairs.
Let it fade out.
The edge of the border, exactly.
Move the cotton round over onto the moistened pigment area so that way I have a little bit more control over the stretch moving forward.
Stay on top of it.
Oh, there's a-
I generally work from my side towards the further away side, but for the video I thought it would be easier if I worked in the opposite direction.
It's a lot of Botox in there.
But
Okay.
again, personal preference. One is not better than the other. It's what works for you. And sometimes it's what works for the client's anatomy at the time.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, she's getting a little spicy here.
I try changing the nose. Is that good?
Really? Okay.
Especially when we're on video every day, everything we're looking at is like heavily lighted and like burning screen with one of my clients, like the one who does my injections.
And because I work with the suction,
See a video, he's like,
I literally wait to see like the vacuum bubbles. Like I can actually see little air bubbles from where the pigment's being sucked into the tissue. And when I have that, I know I can kind of extend my section now.
It was a very, very little.
Smooth and consistent. And the area that I'm working on, I try and keep it pointed up to the ceiling so that way it's not downhill. If the needle feels like it's dragging or lagging behind you or it's snagging, your movement and your hand speed and your machine speed aren't aligned. Your machine's too slow for your hand. And if it feels like it's running away from you, it's because it is, and your machine speed's too fast. And sometimes I have to adjust that on clients from their top lip to their bottom lip, or from side to side, or as I go, and the lip may swell a little. Swelling is normal. I am tattooing your lip. Some people are more sensitive than others. I've got quite a bit of 4-dye spots over here. So I'm gonna slow down and get the color packed a little bit more, so that way it camouflages them a little better. And I know everybody wants like lip tattooing and brow tattooing and liner tattooing in a neat little box that's like, do these 3 steps and it'll come out the same every time. But the truth is that everybody's different.
Same exercise. Needles a little bit different.
Same thing with color. You know, being able to customize to the client's need, to really give them something bespoke, something that's for them, is the evolution of your art. You know, what's that saying? Learn the steps. And then break them. You have to learn why you're using what you're using. And that goes for every tool. Needles, machines, pigments. Everything has its place. Everything has its reason. Is that what that means? Really? I didn't know that.
Before you start cooking, piece of pot.
I did not know that. Some hustle bubbles. Let's get those cotton fuzzies off your face. And they just leave like a giant fuzz ball. I'm sending you cotton rounds in the mail.
Please do, because it's a struggle. The best ones used to be Primark, and they've discontinued them now.
I literally ordered like 16 different types on Amazon. Oh my god, it's gorgeous. On Amazon, and like tried them all out, and now I found the one that I like, and it's my absolute favorite. Oh, it's so beautiful. And I'm gonna love her and leave her alone, because if not, I can over pigment it, and I don't want to. So I'm gonna take a little bit of that hustle butter. I have it over here on my tray, and I'm gonna put it on the back of my glove so it gets melted up. So it's not chunky.
I was going to look at the TikTok screen, but I don't want to spoil anything. Oh, that feels nice, just feeling
Oh, isn't it the best getting a lip massage? Who knew?
she's feeling angry. It's not too bad.
No, scale 1 to 10. Tell me the worst thing that's ever happened to you in your life.
25.
Say 9.
He said 25.
No, it's fine. It's just, I feel like when it's spicy, but then most of the time you don't feel anything. It's just, I don't know, it's odd. Even though I've had it done before, like I've totally forgot what it was like, almost.
And it does. And when you're not doing it, you're not like you don't feel a thing now, right? Let's see if anybody has any questions. I mean, they're gorgeous. I don't know how to check that, but without screwing anything up. Please don't hurt him. I would never hurt him. He's my best friend in the whole wide world. What's the lip tattoo? A lip tattoo is a great way to enhance your color of your lips if you happen to have like multi-tonal lips, or like areas of your lips that are hyperpigmented or hypopigmented and you're looking for something more even across the board. It's a great way to add let me get lower. It's a great way to add natural color. It's a great way to even mimic the look of lipstick, like more of an intense look. A lot of people lose shape or structure in their lips from fillers or just aging, especially maybe if you've lost maybe a lot of weight or gained a lot of weight, like things like that can affect like your natural lip color. So this is a really great way to do that. So my lips are tattooed. and have been for years, and I love it. I can just add a little gloss and go. I'm not a big makeup wearer. I don't love it. I don't like having things on my skin. You know, if you don't like leaving your lip gloss on your coffee cup, now granted, the shine is not a tattoo treatment. You have to add your own shine, but you'll have the base color, which is fantastic. I had a lot of 4-dye spots on my lips and a lot of hyperpigmentation, and now I have an even, like, peachy nude, like my kind of nude. Very similar to what we're doing here for Ashley. But yeah, great question. That's a good one.
Did you already send
Same through.
the color theory from
Just
yesterday?
hit up Ninja.
Yeah.
So how
I don't want to touch it. Let's see what's going on over here. Is this pink ink for the lips? Yeah, I mean, it's not actually pink ink, if that makes any sense to you. This is a custom color that I created for him, but I like to call it his nude. So it's based on his undertone, his color, so when it heals, it'll literally look exactly as if he was born with it, which is my favorite. Good question. And you know, yeah, he actually is, but I get straight men do this all the time. All the time.
I have more straight men that I tattoo than gay.
Yeah, I do too.
Another question.
Yeah.
Because it's
Oh, you
so...
must be gay, so yeah.
Well, for your information, darling, I am.
However, has nothing to do with it.
Is that what somebody just wrote?
Yeah. Yeah.
Did he this week?
No.
Oh, okay, he's a friend of Jonathan's.
Oh, I love it.
Who does that? I mean, you hit the nail on the head, but still, rude.
I don't disagree with you. But you know, when all you have are fingertips, and your parents never told you that shit like that was rude.
Most likely it's a self-hating playboy. That's my guess. Shall I kiss him and just put this whole thing through the roof?
No, you can't kiss him. He can't do anything aggressive with his mouth. I just tattooed it.
There goes our plans this weekend.
I love that you can create a color for your clients. Oh, you're so lovely, Tammy. Thank you. I love it too. And you know what? You guys do it too. You guys do it so well. I see all of you guys tagging me all the time in the work you're doing with Enhance and Embody, and I am just always blown away with what you guys can create. Between these two sets, I mean, Ashley and I have literally tried. We've tried to recreate everything, and there's nothing we can't make with this set. So, all right, I'm going to do the top lip now that the bottom lip's settled. And just turn away from me slightly. Thank you. So yeah, I get men, women of all ages. I mean, at least in the US, you have to be 18 to get a tattoo. But besides that, I think my oldest client was 92. She was either 91 or 92, and she wanted to have her favorite lipstick on her for eternity. She was the sweetest lady. She wrote me the nicest letter. It's also really good for people who've damaged their lips from other things like smoking. I've had people who have had injury to their lips or born with cleft lip. I've had people who've tried to go to get laser for hyperpigmentation and had the laser leave scarring or damage. And we've worked to correct all of that. I'm trying to think, what kind of clients do we get?
Fussy.
What?
Fussy.
Fussy. I also get clients who have darker lip tones, who maybe potentially have an area of lightness in their lips that they would like to blend into the darker tones, or the other way around. People have darker tones in their lips who would love for them to be a little bit of a lighter color. Dang, give me an itch. You know what it is? It's a piece of your ratchet cotton round stuck to my finger, tickling your nose.
Oh god. I have got lint-free gauze, bottom drawer.
Well, I'm committed now. Virginia hasn't found out how to use YouTube yet. Virginia is my mom,
She's
guys.
gonna be mad as hell.
She's gonna be mad as hell.
I did it for vein.
Mm-hmm.
Is it painful? Let's just look swollen one. Oh no, that's the before.
The swelling's only temporary, guys, and yeah, it's going to be swollen. There's gonna be some swelling. There's just no two ways about it. It's a needle on your lips, like. And there's a huge color difference between the top and the bottom lip. It's not a crazy divergent color from his natural lip tone because that's not what we want. You can come on over, Jerry. Just watch all the wires hang on it. You know, we're going for something very natural here, so it's going to be very close to his natural lip color. All we're looking to do is blend in the old tattoo that was here. Like, everybody's got different goals, right? Some people want full lipstick looks. People want the colors that are different than their natural lips. We wanted to blend out that old tattoo that was here and create some coverage for those forward eye spots and give his lips a little bit more of a shape. And I'm not trying to make this look like lipstick. I'm trying to make it look like he was born with it. So the more invisible, I guess, it is, the better. Imagine it being healed and it being just a very mildly tinted lip gloss. That's the effect we're going for. And everybody's different. Right? It's also a multi-session service. So we can always add more. We can't take it away. I try and draw a parallel to like red nail polish. Like if you go to a nail salon, you get one coat of red nail polish. It's a little bit see-through. It's not as intense, and then that second coat goes on and it's great. However, the second coat here, we have to wait a few weeks to do it. What do you think, Cherry?
I like the colour.
It's pretty, right?
Very nice, yeah.
It's hard to see like on camera, like the big difference in it, but you'd say there's some pretty big difference between that. Yeah. When people always ask me like what I do about like the mustache hairs or beard hairs, guys, it doesn't get in the way at all. Move it out the way. See what I meant about blending and how like I changed. Jerry was here. She's standing over here behind the camera. She was here for my neutralization workshop a few days ago. So sometimes it's a little harder to see it on a neutralization, like how I use the movements. But you see the bubbles coming up. I'm going to use that to my benefit. And instead of constantly going in the same direction all the time, by changing them, I get a little bit more coverage with a lot less trauma.
What easel are you using?
This is a 3-round liner. Could easily have done this with a single, like a 35 or a 30. Just happened to be the closer box in the drawer.
And that's a hefty drawer of needles.
It is. And I've had people ask me for all sorts of things. Like tattoo my lips black, tattoo my lips. There's a million options here, but listen, you can't just want it one way one day and another way another. So I always say to my clients, like, the most natural, like, what do you want your lips to look like every day? Like, just, for me, I think that the healthier that they look, I guess, color-wise, instead of having it try and replicate something that you really like to wear topically, may be a better option. Especially because trends change. You know, I was growing up, we used to outline our lips in brown pencil and then fill them in with these really weird burgundy colors. They weren't even burgundy, they were really like eggplanty. Like, I don't think I'd want that tattooed on me even if I was wearing that for 10 years. But if that's what you want, and you understand all those things, it's also absolutely okay. And healed results and work really are truly experiential, you know? It takes a little time to do this well. So if you're newer and you're struggling doing this, you happen to be watching this, remember to be patient with yourself, and that practice is everything, and people are not practice pads. And if you're not feeling confident and comfortable tattooing on your own, like, you don't have to. You can find somebody who has a mentor program, shadowing opportunities, hands-on trainings. All these things are really important. I know it looks easy, and it looks like I'm just wiggling this machine around, but it's not that simple.
Oh, that's getting spicy. How you only keep it well?
Past it, actually.
Oh, okay.
Just past it on your left.
I have no idea where you're working or where. It all just feels the same.
Sorry, my stool's stuck. There we go. You don't like it when I run over those 4-dye spots. That's when you say something every time. Alright, you wanna read this screen over here for me? It's just a little far from me without my glasses. What'd she say at the end? What's Tammy saying? She asked me a question, but I can't read it.
Whip shading or pendulum shading or a combination of both?
It's kind of a combination of both, Tammy, so good question. So right now I'm coming towards me, and I'm only working in one direction. And when I change my direction crisscross, I'm going in both directions. And when I was in the corners closest to me, I was going in one direction but working away from me. So I do change it up. trying to do like what's needed. It's like if I was working on a coloring book, like I wouldn't be calling it like a whip shade or this or that. Like I just, you know, I try and just color in the surface because that's what it needs. A little bit of color. Turn a little to me, babe. I'm pushing the tissue towards my finger to make it a little easier to get that far away corner from me. And I'm keeping it super flat. So I'm not pushing the outside of the inside the mouth and having to chase it around a curve. You swallow.
I'm okay.
Okay. Relax. Smile. I'll fish hook you. I take my index finger and I hook it so I get that tension that I can't create unless I switch bedsides, which is just not something I'm gonna do. Sometimes I do, but not right now. And that helps me really get into that corner. Before I let it go, because I don't want them to eat the pigment that was in the corner, I just grab it and blot.
I thought it too, but it was only.
The rest of it's been absorbed by the cotton round as I worked, but I don't want that blot in there. Pretty gentle. With that Quest Optic white.
I haven't opened any cracks yet.
It's tragedy.
I thought I finished the tube I got open.
My sketch is still stuck. This off.
Cancels that it doesn't budge.
No, do not budge. It's
Is it?
so
I can't wait to
That's
see.
really nice.
Oh, I'm so excited. We've been meaning to tattoo my lips for about 18 months.
I know. We were supposed to do it when you were in New York, and we decided to go for a Chinese.
Yeah, Szechuan peppercorns and a fresh tattoo don't mix.
No. Let the top sit a second, let it come up, and I'm just gonna hit this one little spot I see down here on the bottom.
You know the worst part about it? It's the soap
Mm-hmm.
on the pad.
On the pad, it burns, right? Yeah, usually when I do lips, I just use like water wipes. I try not to use anything with soap in it, but
I should try to use water wipes.
maybe
Oh, 2 strokes which left my lip one-sided. Would this even me back up? Not really.
no, honey, that's more like filler or Botox. I can't change your lip shape. I can't change your lip volume, right? That's more of like a cosmetic surgery or an aesthetics thing from like a filler perspective.
Okay.
What I can do is add color to the surface. I can snatch the shape a little bit. I can optimize it within its boundaries. But if you're, I don't know, let's just say the left side of your cupid bow was, I don't know, an inch higher than the right side of your cupid bow, there's not much I can do about that. I know that's an exaggerated.
Do you need them full
example, but I can't change the shape of it. I can't tattoo outside the lip line. I can't overline your lips like potentially you would do with makeup. Overlining the lip can create a real odd effect in the tattoo. The lip skin or the membrane tissue of the lips is a different, completely different thing than the skin. Skin's an organ and it has keratin in it, it has protein in it, so it's keratinized tissue. And the lips are a membrane, so they're primarily fat-based. Your skin's an organ, it's part of your interaugmentary system, which includes your epidermis and your dermis, your hair, your skin, and your nails, and your lips are membrane tissue, so completely different. You've got membrane tissue, other parts of your body. We call those the pink parts affectionately at my house, but yeah, you guys can pick up what I'm putting down. All right. Dry cotton round, no hustle bubbles. Hustle
It
bubbles.
wasn't terrific, but I could just feel it, that's all.
What's in my wine makes me happy.
Never heard of men having this done. Well, welcome to my TikTok, darling.
I have a lot of male clients. Just got, you know, a little spot here and a little spot there, and I'm just gonna clean it up real good. I've got a little glide hustle butter here, and I'm using it just to help increase the suction, decrease the surface tension, so the any irritation that might be caused by the tattoo.
One more you let him bring. Only difference is instead of that 3x3 that I gave you, the box are really close. These are spread all out.
But because his lips were so well prepped,
Yeah,
no chapping at all, super hydrated,
I prefer.
the color just goes in very
This
easily.
one's not very good for creating
So if you do
lines.
decide
It's
to
good for creating
have your lips tattooed,
like that direction.
come and see us.
But honestly, if I'm gonna choose
Um,
something, just
We
create
do
this.
send you some pre-care information on how to prep your lips beforehand, and it is very important that you do that.
This one is.
It's very difficult to have beautiful results if the canvas is compromised from the beginning.
Fail to prepare, prepare to fail.
Ooh, I like that.
I've got one. A PT.
Yeah,
Not like veal. What's that one? I don't know.
I mean, it's brilliant when you think about it. It makes so much sense.
Is there not missing or something? It has to be enough that.
Yeah, it's a little too clean.
Yeah,
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 it's a
yeah.
little too clean. Yeah,
Switch
that's
back to
why I
my
love
3 so I
triangle,
can get
because
this upper corner.
It can be like perfectly imperfect.
Yeah.
You can just kind of give like some mild like rotations to it, and it just puts everything in. So you know, the other twos just don't really. They're cool for a couple little things, but for the most part, it's just. Yeah, I just don't. There's not a lot of purpose on it, but it's not as focused as the single 3, and it doesn't do as much as like the triangle. So it's kind of somewhere in the middle. You know, I've had some people use it on men, and they love it. But I'm gonna do another one where it's 2 to 3 round liners, but like next to each other.
If you're chasing a gap,
It's like,
and no matter what you do, it doesn't seem to want to like really grab it, change your direction. Blend it easier and a lot faster.
so bad.
She didn't like us. She left.
Just to look over the first time, do some stuff, and like, you guys messed up, dude. space for the space.
Almost, sorry. I'll clean it up.
There's an old lip piercing over here that's caused some like divot in his lip. So I'm just going very slowly around the area to make sure it's all blended. A little bit of pointillism right on that one little spot. And this is what I mean by like optimizing the shape. Like you can really just, tiny little details, you'd be shocked how big of a difference they can make. It doesn't have to be big changes. Ooh. Strawberry chocolate or vanilla?
Chocolate always.
Always. Okay.
Banana.
Banana. Banana.
We can always reach out in person too.
I'm just going really detail work here. The details are everything.
How many passes did you do?
One.
Just one.
One in whatever these details are.
Very cool.
I mean, if the whole lip need going over again, I would, but it doesn't.
I like it. It's
Color's just perfect.
cool to see how
There's just definitely a few little gaps, or I can see like where he has the pockets of the old tattoo. Like the old tattoo had like a lot of lines in it. It's really tough to see it on camera when you're really up close. Like in the photos, like you could see a lot of striping in it. So like there's a couple of those stripes that I had to blend in, make it really smooth and even. And because the color's so natural, it's important to really go slow.
You artists who had access to doing this on a lot of women were like, wait a second, you don't use black. Doesn't make sense. I'm just not gonna get into that century. So now it's like a whole group of people that we underserved by an incredible solution. I wanted to change that. The store was, of course you can use that, but the whole
You're doing okay.
Yeah, I'm fine. It's nice being laid flat, although I do feel a little bit like I'm on my deathbed. Especially after seeing that weird cart this morning.
only Perma Blend has.
What does Carla have on her gloves? I have a little bit of hustle bar. I think you're talking about this shiny stuff. Yeah, it's just a little tattoo glide. So that way I can keep the area hydrated while I work. Open just a smidge. also feel my needle's gone a little dull, so before I even do this top bit, I'm gonna change my needle so I can finish this top lip. But the bottom lip's done, but I do need to change my needle, so give me 1 sec to do that. And actually can dig through questions.
Well, that's got a hurt after. No, it doesn't.
Doesn't
I'm
hurt.
somewhere in London. No, I'm not. I come down to London and do clinic days in Mayfair and Chelsea, but I'm not based in London.
New York, you can come and find me.
Yeah, you can find Carla in New York. You can find me anywhere. Wait.
You can find me here in London too, I just am not here as often.
Decline. I don't know who's trying to join the live. No, thank you.
I'm just gonna rinse my hands off.
I would have gone YouTube.
Sip of juice.
Oh, thank you, Kaz. I've actually not seen it. I'm just looking at the oh, I've just spat. I'm so sorry. I've not seen the lips. I'm just looking at the comments, so I can't wait to see. I'm glad you like them. Got such an itchy. Right.
Funny thing is she was talking to Carla at the same time. And so when she
People are having arguments in the comments. Only on my TikTok. We need to chill.
she goes, like the perfect person for lips for you. She's like, yeah, I already got my mind. Jokes about what we're gonna use, you can't change your mind. Please try to change your mind. So it's like, nothing's done. I'm stuck. Like, I got my person for lips. There's nothing you can do, you guys won't change my mind. What is it?
Should we give them my TikTok? I think it's Get Sculpted.
Yeah, Carla's TikTok is either at Sculpted Studios or
I think it's Get
Sculpted, but you can find her on Instagram as well at Sculpted Studios. So you can find everything she does. Obviously, you're here online, so you can see what I do. But I think we're tagged in a lot of each other's TikToks on me as well.
Yeah.
It's easy to find her. She's all over the internet.
You can find me on YouTube at Sculpted Studios.
Does it scab after it's done? It does. It's just like a regular body tattoo, so it will flake in the next couple of days, and then it's healed. It's really quick with it being the lips.
It's almost like having like a good winter chat lip. Like, and sometimes it feels like grains of sand in your fingertips. Like, it's not like chunks of your lips are falling off or anything like that. It's very mild. If it's done right, if it's done well, it's very mild.
It's so quick as well with it being the lips. The saliva must. Well, it's like I always explain it to clients, like you know when you bite your lip and then like 2 days later it's
Yeah.
healed.
Well, it's because it's a membrane. It's not skin.
It heals so quickly.
Tissue difference. Okay, so I just changed out my needle, guys. They do go dull, so it's not worth scratching the surface. So your needle, if you're working and it feels like your needle goes all of a sudden, like it doesn't feel like you're getting the same pigmentation, you're probably not, and it's most likely because your needle's dull. So I usually change my needle 2-3 times in a service, and not just type, like the actual needle itself. So don't be afraid to change your needle. And don't be afraid to fill it up either. I see a lot of artists like barely touch their pigment cup with the needle for like a half a second. Like fill it up, about 10-15 seconds, hold that needle in there, fill up the well. Okay, here we go. Oh, that way.
Try this way.
Yeah. It's much better.
Yeah, can't feel it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, these are all still good, obviously.
Yeah, they go dull fast.
Last.
Yep. They all go dull fast. But I find the acupuncture needles go duller faster. Much faster.
I just find that needles go
Yeah.
still faster than a single.
Single. 100%.
structured point you can refer to with Buddha and remember everything, but everything I showed you is all evenly put out on the individual modules. And you can continue to practice those, and as you practice them, send them to me. And add you guys to the online community. When we get in there, you can just give us some photos, videos, and I'll review them and look at them and monitor your growth a little bit. And of course, if you have any questions that would help you in any career, just want to look at work and stuff. Feel free to just always message us. You want to let us support you guys. So now the links to the company. So you can have those.
I'm just blending in the border from his older lip tattoo.
That's what I was about to ask what you were doing. Is that what four dies?
Yeah, that too. Four dyes are a little lower.
Maybe like mangoes.
That one looks spot where it was like that outline from the original tattoo just held on.
Of
It
course,
was like the only place it was really, and there was that couple of those stripes down here on the left.
but it doesn't really show you errors. Like you can really mess up on silicone and you would never know. Like here you mess up a little bit and it shows you like it exaggerates the error.
And I'm not
Most of
crushing
the
his
errors
lips.
that you see on a melon probably wouldn't even happen on skin. But it does, what it does show us is that there is some level of inconsistency, or an angle's off, or something's happening. Right? To build good habits, build it on something that's more difficult than skin, not that's easier than right? Because it doesn't make sense. You get the skin and it's harder, this type of skin is going to be easier.
Taking a little pointillism over a couple of these four dye spots. You can't actually color them in, but you can cover them pretty well.
Regardless of
There are limits to what you can cover because if you're not wanting a lipstick look, like you're gonna see them a little bit through, but I can create the optical illusion that they're not as
they're bigger than my head. They're like
pronounced.
these things. They're huge and they're light green. These are pretty close. These are just a little structure around my head. These are cool. They just don't really do that. I mean, if you want to make art and like draw a cool hairline and make have that make sense, cool. But as far as like the best thing to practice is just time yourself for like 10, 15, 20 minutes and just do like a free flow with the needle and just really enjoy it. And then after 15 minutes, stop and then go back and start like later and add.
push down a little bit on the lips just so I can really see all the little details.
Just some nice density behind it like that, yeah. I try to avoid any type of directional stuff on the side because it really depends on where the hair flow is, what you really like, how they're wearing it. Like, I really just like putting some big texture behind it. That way when the hair is sitting over it, it just adds to the overall, you know, what you need to create.
And because I'm using a 3 and not a single needle, my contact really needs to stay
It's difficult to
at 90 degrees to the surface.
like hair flow.
It's a little bit more difficult to manage because you've got multiple points of contact. And the best way to practice that is on latex.
Tying it up like a high low and then wearing a little ponytail over it, just laying it down. If it all looks the same, yeah, go for it. You can create a little. But
And using
just
more
like-
needles does not mean you get
just like
faster
structure
implantation
and throw in a couple
It's
dots
what
on
you
the side
need.
of those.
for the surface.
That type of structure behind where the hair lies, where it's not really directional, but they're going in different directions, just gives all around density to it, and it's great. That's my go-to for the sides. And that was just the best. I try to stay away from lines. If I'm doing lines, it's usually two. If once when I part somebody's hair and it's like really wide, and sometimes just filling it with straight dots just doesn't give like everything that you need. So like by having these lines that are
And I think somebody asked me before about like what kind of movements, like I'm changing it up. A lot of this is being done towards me only.
better than trying to fill it with a bunch of these. You know, I just pay attention to what's naturally there. Look at the natural characteristics and say, how do I take this and this and bring
And
it
I
to
only
the
work the area that I can stretch, that I, in that moment. Like, I'm not stretching like this, I'm stretching inside these little spaces
To create this.
and doing what I have to do to get that stretch for that space based on the anatomy that I'm presented with.
But it's just you're never
So it looks different all the time depending on the client I'm with.
possible. It's always gonna look flat. It's always gonna look just. Can only go so far, especially on those like bigger, the texture of those.
The rest of the head is really good.
These rollerblade wheels are so wheelie that like I take my body weight and shift it, the chair rolls away.
And the next client I get, they have had the ring. On the top head, less of hair, and she got short hair.
The short hair is probably better, it's better when
Yeah,
it's
than
short
that,
than to have like, it's difficult to offset all of that, like.
Pimps up all the
Yeah.
ways
Short
in
is
the
less to compete with.
When Corey first changed them over in New York and I didn't know and I went to sit down on it, like I literally just landed flat on my tailbone. Like it was the biggest thump ever when it was done.
That's okay. I'm not achy or anything, I just wanted to stretch.
Yeah.
As things start getting long, like when they're short, they kind of lay over each other.
It's pressure when your bestie's on the table. I went dead.
It opens up the
Ah.
spacing a little bit, so.
My first client was.
Did she die?
She was really old.
Yeah?
That
Well,
was
that's fine.
5 years ago.
What's that?
Not
That's a
complete.
shame, I wanted to see the
I'll
stats.
say that.
Those
I
last
was
few
trying to
shows,
look, it was on 2000.
That's, those are.
Maybe we can plug her in. And
How
she'll
many sessions was that?
Forward.
have
That
it.
was my first client
That's,
5 years ago.
you're
That's
great.
it.
That's,
And she's happy.
that's the job.
Yeah. She was the reason why I started with S&P.
Uh,
Yeah.
those are good stories.
Yeah.
Those are people where the actors
Mm-hmm.
can't do that with black.
Yeah.
You know, it's-
I worked with.
Do you ever feel like you stretch your eyes like super wide when you're tattooing people? Like,
It would,
Yeah.
it would be so bad. It would migrate.
It's just the pressure on my best friend was about
yeah, that's
Yeah.
not helpful.
thinking I can't cock his face off.
No, no.
I wouldn't like to tattoo you, so I know the feeling.
He didn't realize how bad it really was.
I love it.
Hey, babe, can you do me a favor? Can you take the phone charger and come over here and plug Ashley's phone in?
But, yeah, he just, first of all, they should have never done it with that type of hair. He had like a ring all the way out, he had a long hair up here, like, there's nothing you can do there. Nobody should have said, oh yeah, I'm different.
It depends on the photo that you shoot.
Yeah.
That's so unrealistic.
No,
So,
no, I was in,
I'm just thinking about this milkshake.
But people are so scared to.
My
tell
milkshake
someone
brings
that.
a voice to the yard.
Always respect your professional opinion. Like, people
God,
are
that
scared
song
to
had everybody in a chokehold for so long.
Tell somebody to go against, like.
What color are we using? Oh, great question. This is Lala,
They're like, well, I don't wanna shake
Gin,
it.
and Haze.
It's easy to put the money in your pocket, but even if they did an incredible job, it would have never looked like what he expected. Ever.
It's from the Enhance Collection.
He would have been back every 6 months, I need more, and would have pushed it until it got to the point where it was going to get destroyed. And he was set up for failure from the beginning.
hair transplant.
Oh, the hair is so thin.
Yeah.
It was-
The hair is here, so it's like.
Steven.
Hair transplant.
Can you plug the phone in
Yeah,
for me?
hair.
Yeah.
It's very difficult to do hair transplants with thin hair.
Sorry, I'm just having to move around. I've never lay so still.
It's possible they have.
Your ADHD is on fire.
Thick hair,
Yeah.
so they can pull it off.
Yeah. When you have thick and enough hair here, then it's okay, but when you have here also.
Even just the hair being itself thin
Yeah.
is very difficult to relook at.
I don't know why they do that.
So I'm pushing the lip to the needle.
When they have there the spots.
Because they don't,
Yeah.
because they don't live in Turkey, so it doesn't matter.
They have the scar or the spots. And the thin hair is.
Where am I plugging this in?
Your wall and then Ashley's phone.
Where's Ashley's phone?
Right here.
You might need to use the
The bed plug.
socket at the bottom.
Right at my feet.
That's less.
Or take your phone to a plug, it's fine.
There's no plugs.
Okay. There you
No.
go. Plug her in wherever.
You got nothing over here.
Yeah, it's just in Turkey, they won't, first of all the people, most of the people who are getting hair transplants
If they don't do it,
they're not from there. So they
Yeah.
come, they visit, and if they get their head messed up, like, what are they gonna do? Leave them out in the open view? They don't care. They just do it. Some people are worse, but for the most part. And it's all the guys who, you know, they're in America or UK or something, and a doctor here tells them no.
Oh, no.
And they're like, well, if I can't get it here, I'm gonna go, well, if somebody here tells you no, they're the reason. Like, some guys are, it's not gonna end well. I have a guy I'm training online now, he's a doctor in Qatar, he's hair transplants. He's like, half of his clients that come in believe in going to Turkey because he either says you need it, it's either this expensive or you need this amount of hairs. And I'm like, well, I'm not gonna spend that, you know, there's Turkey. Alright. And then back in his office 6 months later with a huge scar with all these.
yeah, it's all organized.
Seems to me.
Somebody do it.
Somebody do it.
Yeah.
I'm just really being anal, guys. Like, I'm checking every tiny little detail. I do that no matter what, but I always think that that's kind of the difference between, like, tattooing somebody's lips and tattooing somebody's lips. Like, those little baby details that can really set your work apart and the patience you're willing to have with them.
Did you get any kind of certificate?
Yeah, I'm gonna send the video out today, and I'll just email it to her. Every time I would come out, I get a phone, I get an email 2 days later. How you doing? What's your certificate? Is that what's going on? It's like the electric one.
Yeah,
It's easier.
it's easier. That was very cool. Thank you.
Yo, you see what you do with it.
Yeah.
It'll be fun.
Did you see the question? Someone's asking what speed that you've used.
I did not, but speed, I've got everything in here from like a 3.2 to a 4.6. Depends on the needle I've got, and it depends on the texture underneath me. It's not like, oh, I'm tattooing a lip blush, so I'm gonna set it at this speed. Like, it really is the canvas that tells me what that is, and sometimes it's even just my hands that day. And I'll tell you what, the voltage here in the UK feels different than the voltage in the US. So,
It shouldn't make sense.
that shouldn't make sense, but I'm telling you, I am working consistently 2 to 3 points higher here than I would at home.
Must be the amperage,
Has to be.
but it's dictated by this or that. It shouldn't make sense.
Someone else has asked what colour did you go with?
It is double black. It is gin, lala, and haze. You tattoo lips? I thought you were the other girl. Oh, so did you tattoo lips? And then I saw the cute pink sweater. Of course, Carrie, you do. Does it look different than how you do it, then?
Do you fly back
Not
today?
massively, no. But I would normally have wiped the outline off, but you didn't, did you?
Look at
I checked like 1 or 2 spots to make sure it was there, but I
Yeah.
didn't wipe the whole thing off.
I think that might be easier though.
I find the pigment is a way to see where you don't want to go too. And I also just, wiping is irritating.
Going
So,
to Manchester tonight,
And it dries in, doesn't it? So
Yeah.
it stays a bit.
tomorrow for the show. And, yeah, tonight, and tomorrow. And tomorrow night. Yeah, tomorrow night, and the morning after, we'll go to London. And we'll spend the night in London. And then leave on the 6th.
Love that colour.
it's so pretty.
No,
It's so like not normal. It's, okay.
Yeah.
It's such a normal color. It's just a normal color.
Complimentary.
Mm-hmm. It's just natural. No, it looks like you put your lips in like one of those like plumper things,
Yeah.
and then like it sucked them plump, and it brought all the color forward.
That's why everything's been messed up. Yeah, we'll leave on the 6th. We leave on the 6th, right then?
Monday morning, you have our flights, you have our tickets.
New York for a few days.
You need to answer that guy.
I gotta figure out when I'm coming back to New York. I'll come back on the 20. Just gonna come back for like a few days.
I do like to stand up.
Stay to the 12th. I can just go home.
And work. Especially towards the end. So I get a bird's eye view of the whole thing. Nice little bits, and then we'll let them sit.
You back using one now?
Still in 3.
Oh, you still have, sorry, I didn't know.
Honestly, I use the 3 for 98% of his lip. I used a mag just to blend this little spot on the bottom. This little spot over here was giving me grief about the 3. Ciao. Get home safe, honey.
You too. Bye.
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 See you later.
Well, you done now, then.
Mhm.
Not you, then.
I know.
Yeah.
Spot over here. Can't tattoo you without opal voiding.
I could feel when you were doing it.
You're laughing in your head. I had no idea what an opal void was. I'm like, you mean a circle? He's like, no, an opal void.
It's almost like corkscrew.
Mm-hmm. It's like a stretched out spring. Smile hard. Perfect. Okay, I'm gonna let that color come up. I'm gonna rub them down, clean them off, and then I'm gonna take 2 moistened cotton rounds, a little aloe and water,
Water.
and let them the blood flow reorganize and let the color come up.
Thinking about water.
I was.
Should I say water?
Water. Sounds really weird. This one doesn't. Your hair was supposed to live in your mouth. No, God.
Yeah, you always curves then. The one on this side.
Yeah.
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 I have to cut it really short to stop it.
Oh, it's gorgeous. Okay, let me get
My lips feel like they're out here.
Yeah.
I feel okay though, they don't feel sore or anything, they just feel big. feel like the thing off Monsters Inc. That's what Jacob felt like when I tattooed his lips.
What's his name on Monsters Inc? Mike Krasowski.
No, you know the one that gets pinned down and they put the suction machine on his face? There's literally a picture of Jacob and he looks a double of it. Got like his big, bright red lips. Where is he? Oh, he's over there. What do you want to do?
Take these. Put them on your lips. I just don't know those ones. Okay. Hold on here. Leaving it. Okay. I'm going to sit you up. I'll go ahead and I'll post, can you guys see me? I'll go ahead and I'll post his before and his immediately after as the cover for this, so that way you guys can see it, because I'm gonna let him sit up for 10 minutes and, well, I'm sure that'll be really boring dead space in a video. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments, and yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed it as much as we enjoyed doing it. Oh, you're so welcome, guys. Let's see. How do I hit stop? There we go. I think it's just this X. Let's hope I don't screw this up.